Thank you so much, everyone that's taken the time to come on board this call. My name is Saad, and today we're talking about the 7 strategies for growth in the new normal. We've been having some conversations about this on the WhatsApp group that was set up for attendees, and today we're going to get into it. So let's get started. The first thing I want to talk to you about is the timing of this call. It'll be around 30 to 35 minutes long. Try to wrap it up within that time. I recommend that mobile phones be on silent or switched off so that you're not distracted during the call. Questions are welcome at any time. Feel free to ask as many questions as you like as the call is going on. I'll try to get to them. I do recommend you take notes. There's going to be a lot of interesting ideas that I'm going to be putting out there, and I'm going to be proposing some more reading material that will be beneficial for you, so notes will come in handy. Now, a little bit about me. My name is Saad, and I am a mindset and performance coach. I became a mindset coach because I believe that everything that we think and we feel affects what we do, what we choose to do, what we say yes to, what we say no to. This defines our mindset, and our mindset is what gets us our results. This is why oftentimes when we change the way we think about things, when we change how we perceive ourselves in relation to the world outside, we see new results. And as a mindset coach, I endeavor to help ambitious performance-driven individuals and businesses get clarity and improve their results. And aside from being a mindset coach, I am also an environmental consultant and project manager based in Dubai. And it's very nice to meet you all. Now, why are we here today? Well, let's get some context, right? 2 days ago, I was looking at the statistics, and 10.7 million cases of COVID-19 globally now. Wow. A lot of us are coming out of 3 to 4 months of lockdown. And although we are coming out of lockdown, the economies are reopening to a new normal. But if you ask me, it's nowhere near normal because flights are not what they used to be. We can't get on planes as easily as we used to. And supply chain has been disrupted drastically, which is leading to effects across various industries. In addition, we're all sort of experiencing the social distancing. So if you see on the screen right now, I put a picture of when I was at Starbucks and there was these glass panels on either side of my coffee table. Now I'd like to ask you guys on the group or on the call today, what changes or challenges has the new normal brought to your job or business? You can type it in the chat box, or you can even open your mic and contribute. I'd love to hear from you. Just trying to. All right. Lots of responses here. Work from home for 2 months, work from home, wearing masks, work from home, salary deduction. We have to print out and stamp forms, distance learning of kids, absolutely nothing special, still working from home, no full attendance still after 3 months. Yep, those are definitely some of the things that are happening. One person has said that they cannot hear me. Please try to join the call again if you can't hear me, because I think the audio seems to be working fine. Darko says, away from family for 4 months, that's gotta be very difficult. Higher expectations. We're gonna come to expectations in a bit, and find a way to process form online. Completely interesting. Social distancing culture everywhere, maintain social distancing. Low productivity, absolutely. More working hours than normal. That's an interesting one. So work-life balance is being impacted as well. Fear and uncertainty, health awareness. Okay, let's move forward now. Thank you so much for your contributions. So as as some of you guys rightly pointed out, what changes has the new normal brought? Obviously, a lot of you guys said working environments have changed a lot, right? And organizational structures have become leaner as well. Organizational structures are a lot leaner than they used to be. And this is severely impacting anyone that's in middle management, especially anyone that's a mid-career executive looking to get up. Employment contracts have been adjusted. So a lot of us are experiencing either a decrease in our salary or a change in our working hours. We either know or ourselves have experienced a loss of employment. And then comes the fact that our client expectations and budgets have changed drastically. The clients are still looking for, they're still looking for the golden gauntlet, right? They still want that golden gauntlet, but they no longer, more than ever before, they don't want to pay the price for that gauntlet because budgets have been cut drastically. All right. So it's not all bad news, okay? Because we are in a transition between the old way and the new way. And let me tell you this, guys, the transition is where the money is. The transition is where the opportunities lie. And the upside is this: change is equal to opportunity. If you look at organizations like Netflix, HP, Airbnb, or Hyatt Group, all of these organizations were formed during times of change. And change is equal to growth, right? There's a lot of industries right now experiencing immense growth in online education, e-commerce, anything that had to do with creating digital content, distributing that content is experiencing a lot of growth. So you begin to see this trend here, right? And the trend is about mindset. The question you have to ask yourself is, what mindset are you approaching this change with? Are you approaching this change with a growth mindset where you are looking at opportunities and you are moving forward? Or are you approaching this change with a fixed mindset where you've gone into lockdown, even intellectually, and you don't believe that there's anything out there? You are hoping for things to go back to the way they used to be. But let me tell you guys, things are not going back to the way they used to be. We are moving forward. And that's really what this call is about. I want to give you guys some insight into what you can do to cultivate a growth mindset during this very challenging time. Now, let's get to number one. Number one is observing trends. It pays to observe who's winning and why. And it's really important to do that. When I was pondering this question, I thought about Skype and Zoom. 6 months ago, this call would have been happening via Skype. But today, most calls like this are being conducted on Zoom. Zoom has experienced an 85% increase in their revenue. They've seen 300 million participants per day, and the net worth of their founder has doubled. So what is Zoom doing right? Because clearly there is something. Zoom is focused on delivering the core service, okay? Zoom is easy to access. A lot of people got on this call by just clicking one link and then you were on the call. And many features on Zoom are free to use. So you start to see a trend here. You start to see that for your customers to invest in your business, you need to give, and give, right? Before you ask your client to invest, to return the favor. And the keyword is really invest. We're not trying to sell products here. We're trying to convince people to invest in your service because it's best for them. In order to get your clients to invest in your service though, what is it that you need to do? We need to shift from a consumer mindset to a creator mindset. We need to create value for our clients so that they invest in our service or product. I'm going to tell you a little story here. 11 years ago, I used to work part-time in a furniture store. This was back when I was in university. And the manager used to teach us, well, you need to sell your product in this way and tell them all the good stuff about your product. But what I'm trying to explain to you as an investor, as a creator mindset, what you need to adopt is asking your clients, what is your challenge? Here is how we can be of service to you, and telling them that your investment in this service or product will get you this. The word here, bespoke solution, is really, really important, because you don't want to offer your client a commodity. You want to offer them something that's tailored to suit their needs. And you can only do that if you are empowered with a creator mindset. I'll talk a little bit more about this later on in the presentation as well. Now, you can't fake someone investing in your service, right? In order to be authentic about this, you need to start by investing in yourself. And that's my point number 2. You gotta invest in yourself. And it starts with you. It starts with you personally. One of the ways to do that is to maintain and improve your physical and mental health. We are in very challenging times, emotionally stressful, and not being out as much takes its demands on our bodies. So it's important for us to be exercising, meditating, taking care of our health. Expand your knowledge and skills. Attend workshops just like this one. Read a book, upskill, get a certification, but don't be stagnant. And improve your ability to network. Here is a quote from Warren Buffett. The best investment you can make is an investment in yourself. The more you learn, the more you'll earn. Now that we're talking about investing in yourself, a few more people waiting. Sorry, guys. I'm going to admit all. Now that we're talking about investing in yourself, I want to show you this. Here's a picture of Superman, and there's a very real reason that I've put this picture here. Superman is super because he can do a lot of different things, and he can do them very, very well. And you can supercharge your ability. You can supercharge the way you work by investing in transferable skills, by cultivating those skills within yourself. These are skills that apply to a range of roles across a range of industries. These are the skills that will benefit your business, and these are the skills that employers are looking out for right now. Before I go any further, I would love to hear from you. Any examples of transferable skills? So go on, guys, type it in the chat box, or let me know on the call. You can unmute yourself and share. Some examples of transferable skills. Mentoring, yeah. Knowledge of some software. Coaching, yes, absolutely. Communication, design thinking, yeah, definitely. Communication, interpersonal skills, yeah. Computational thinking, critical thinking, yeah. Leadership development, digital skill, agility, emotional intelligence. Like that. I like that. Very good. Communication. All right. Thank you so much, guys. We're going to move forward now. So as a lot of you mentioned, communication, management, organization, leadership, planning, and troubleshooting. These are all examples of transferable skills. One more input. Teamwork and leadership. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So now we've talked about Superman and we've talked about supercharging. The next thing I want to show you is something that we have all experienced, right? When we were in school, we used to raise our hands up and try to answer, but we were not always sure of this answer. We would readily put ourselves in this vulnerable position many times in a week. Vulnerability, right? Vulnerability is defined as the courage to put yourself out there. And it can look like sharing your opinion, networking, or going off on your own to start your own business. And it can feel like letting go of control. It's where courage and fear meet, okay? And this is number 3. It's very, very important for us to be vulnerable, and I'm gonna get to that in a bit. Before I do that, I'd like to ask you, because we're trying to get to know ourselves here, on a scale of 1 to 10, How often do you contribute at meetings, even when you're not sure of your idea? 10 being all the time, 1 being never. Let me know in the chat box, guys. All right, we have a 5, we have a 10, we have a 3, 8, we have a 9, okay. 8 to 9, very good. 6, 7, okay. So we're seeing a range here, right? We're definitely seeing a range, and some of us are contributing more, others less. And that's completely normal. What I'm trying to get at with point number 3 is that vulnerability is closely linked with creativity. And that's why I asked this question. This is a quote from Richard Branson that makes the rounds on the web a lot. If somebody offers you an amazing opportunity, but you are not sure you can do it, say yes, then learn how to do it later. Okay? What is Richard Branson trying to tell us? He's effectively saying that we should take on something new that puts us in that vulnerable position. Because when we do that, we start to get creative, and creativity is closely linked with vulnerability. This is a graph of what it looks like when you pick up something new. When you start, it looks like fun. Then you say, this is hard. And then it goes to a point where you're not sure what you're doing, but you still want to do it. You start getting it. Then there's a downward trend where you say, right, I'm not sure. I don't know what I'm doing. But if you keep going, if you keep pushing, there comes a point where things go upward and you finally say, I did it. You've achieved something new and fresh by yourself. You were vulnerable and you got creative and you did it. And that's an amazing feeling. Now, I'd like to ask you guys another question. Let's get creative, okay? Because we're talking about vulnerability, we're talking about creativity. Let's talk about this. What does this image say to you? You're seeing a bunch of pictures. What does that say? I would love to hear from you. Target, yeah. Anyone else? Anyone else want to try what the image says as a whole? Light, yeah. Goals, idea plus action plus passion, yes. Idea plus target plus takeoff. Idea turns goals to action takes takeoff. Yeah. Implemented the idea. Very nice. I see we have a really creative bunch here today. It's fantastic. Implementation and success. Okay. So I was just getting a bit creative here, right? I believe that all of us have the potential to lift off like rocket ships. However, we do need some key ingredients in order to do that. And I like to call those ingredients activators. Activators consist of key ideas, targets, and a burning desire, a commitment to meet those targets, to make those ideas come to life. That results in liftoff. And plans help us do that. Plans help us build the momentum that we need to lift off. And that's why number 4 of my tip to cultivate growth is have a plan. Gotta have a plan in place. And your plan needs to be focused around SMART goals. Now, what are SMART goals? SMART goals are goals that are specific, which means they're direct, detailed, and meaningful. They are measurable, which means that they're quantifiable, they're attainable, which means they're realistic, they're relevant, so that your goal aligns with your company mission, and they're time-based, so they have a deadline. And it's really important also that you focus on alignment. Alignment is the sweet spot between doing what you love, what you are good at, but is most importantly tied to something bigger than yourself. So it's serving the whole. The last point on this slide is commit to your goals. And this is really important. A plan is no good without commitment. I'm gonna give you an example. One of my clients has been putting off a test, right? That they've been trying to do for the past 6 months, but they've been putting off doing it. And they said they're having trouble getting themselves to prepare for the test. So I asked them a question. I said, how long do you think you need to prepare for it? And they said, well, I think I need 2 weeks. Once my client signed up for the test, 2 weeks from that day, they started preparing for it. And that is how you commit to your plan. Commit to your plan by signing yourself up for that activity, by paying those fees, by whatever it is you got to do, commit to it and hold yourself accountable. And when it comes to planning, this is very important, and this is especially very important for working professionals or business owners. High value activities, or HVAs. These are the activities that your employer pays you for. These are the activities that drive your business forward. And you can define them by answering these questions. Does this activity bring me closer to finishing a major project or task? Does this activity ultimately impact the bottom line of my business? And does this activity bring me closer to accomplishing my goals? Right? And once you define those, you should focus on 3 high-value activities every day. If you do this every single day in your to-do list, define these are my 3 HVAs, you will see forward momentum for sure. All right, moving forward. The 5th tip that I have for you today is managing uncertainty. It's very important for us to do this right now because we are living in very, very stressful times. We don't know what's going to happen even 1 month from now. And we can start getting something like this. You start seeing, this is a very normal pattern, and I'm sure you have experienced this in the past couple of months, right? It's called a worry chain. Starts with thinking, I have a headache. Then you think, what if it's coronavirus? And maybe I pass it on to everyone at work yesterday. Everyone will pass it on and die. And then in the last bit, you imagine that there's an apocalypse and you're losing everyone you know and love. This is a slippery slope. Starts very basic, but goes to the extreme, and it can really suck the energy out of you. But there is a way to dealing with these worry chains, right? And one of those is the real problem versus hypothetical problem decision tree. Hope you guys can see this. It starts with asking yourself a very simple question. What am I worrying about? And is this a problem I can do something about? If the answer to that question is a yes, then you can work out what you could do, list your options, ask yourself, is there anything I can do right now? If that answer is yes, then just do it. Do it and let the worry go. And if there is nothing you can do about it right now, then simply plan what you could do and when you will do it and let the worry go. But if there is nothing you can do about this problem, and a lot of our problems are of that nature these days, there's nothing we can do about it, then we just gotta learn to let the worry go. And I know that it's not as simple as that. And that's why I wanted to talk about micro meditations. Anytime we hear the word meditation, we start thinking, oh, I have to sit in a room by myself for an hour and not talk to anyone. It's not as hard as that. You can meditate for 5 to 10 minutes, right, in increments throughout your day by using guided meditation apps like Calm and Headspace. They're available on Play Store, super simple, and they have guided meditations for 5 minutes and 10. You can go for walks. You could take a break from work and just go for a 5-10 minute walk. That's a micro meditation. And of course, a lot of us do practice daily prayer, and any form of daily prayer is a beautiful form of micro meditation. So micro meditations really help us manage stress in a good way by centering ourselves in peace and reminding us of what's really important. Number 6 is cultivate optimism. All right, we're getting towards the end here, so hang on, because I've got some more interesting nuggets to share with you. Number 6 is cultivating optimism. I'm going to show you a few phrases now, right? Things always go wrong. I won't get any better at this. Business will never get better. Now let's contrast these. It hasn't worked this time. I will eventually improve. Business is down temporarily. I'd like to ask you guys a question. Please type it in the chat box or say it on the mic. What is the difference between the statements on the left side and the statements on the right side? What's the trend that you are seeing? All right. Yeah. It's okay. You can get that. It's okay. Interesting. Positive approach, positive and negative thoughts, fixed mindset versus fluid. Okay, yeah. All right, great. Thank you for your contribution, guys. We have wonderful people here today that are contributing and being creative. So on the left side, we've got a permanent way of thinking. And on the right side, we've got temporary, okay? And the reason these are contrasted is Martin Seligman, who is the father of positive psychology, he has something he calls explanatory style. It's the way that we describe things to ourselves internally, how negative events are reflected to ourselves internally. If you think of a negative event as being all encompassing and always staying that way, then you have a permanent style. But if you think of it as something that's temporary, then it's more on the temporary side. And the temporary style of explaining things to yourself is known for increasing your positivity and making your outlook that much brighter. And obviously, it is super relevant to our situations today. Why is it important to have optimism, right? Because when we're optimistic, we attract other powerful, positive people. And we increase our resilience, we take more risks, and we feel happier and more satisfied. This is backed by lots and lots of scientific study. Optimistic people on average are a lot more satisfied than their pessimistic counterparts. So cultivate optimism. And one of the ways to do that, right, is practicing gratitude. Gratitude practice is super simple. Simply acknowledge what you have in the present moment. I like to take a few minutes every day to just step back from what I'm doing, look around me, and thank really life for giving me everything that I have. If you've got a safe home, if you're healthy, if you have a job, then acknowledge what you have in the present moment and practice that gratitude. Channel positive emotions, right? It helps you really channel those positive emotions. One of the ways to do that is by keeping a gratitude journal. You can even write it down. And obviously, as I mentioned, because gratitude increases your positivity, it's going to increase your progress and your resilience. And you're going to bring that positive, grateful energy to other people, to your meetings, to your business. And that's going to have great results. So let's do a quick gratitude practice right now. Let's raise our vibrations together right now in this group. Name one thing that you are grateful for today. I want as many people to respond to this as possible. Come on, guys. Healthy family, health, everything. Fantastic, beautiful. Beautiful life, yeah. Food and shelter, family, yeah. It's the weekend, yes. Yes, grateful for the weekend. Home, food, and family. Misbah's asking for you. Okay, recording. Yes, possibly recording will be shared later. Health and skills. Usman says Islam. Time, yeah. Great contributions, guys. Anyone else? Alive, yeah. Very nice. Time and health. Opportunity to change. Money, yeah. Wealth, yeah. Fantastic. I don't know if you guys can feel it, but I can feel this as we're doing this gratitude practice. You know, we are really raising the positive vibrations in this group. Good mental health, yeah. Very nice. Resources, guidance. All right, let's move forward, guys. Thank you so much for your contributions. And let's move forward now. Number 7 is building connections. Few more there. Education. Thank you. Thank you, Bashar. Education. Salman says everything. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So number 7 is building connections. If there's one thing that I'd like you to take from this presentation, it is this. We are living in a connection economy. And the connection economy builds on who you know, what you know, and how that knowledge influences your connections, right? The old economy, which is called as the industrial economy, was all about what you have, what assets you build, what you own. But we have transitioned from that to a connection economy. And there are various channels for us to indulge in this economy, to get in there. There's LinkedIn, there's Instagram, there's YouTube, and these channels have been around for a while. So now these are very mature mediums, right? There's really no excuse for us to get in this economy, to get in on this action. All we need is laptop or cell phone, or really any device that you're comfortable using, an internet connection that works, social media app of choice, and a creator mindset. This is very important. A lot of times when you talk about social media, the first thing that comes to your mind is, oh, you're wasting your time scrolling through your phone, looking through feeds, looking at just pictures without any purpose. However, people with a creator mindset aren't doing that. They're creating the next bit of content that's going to create ripples. They're making the next connection, right? And there's lots of platform to do that. So bring that creator mindset, pick up your phone, start posting content that's of high value, start making those connections, because we are living in the connection economy right now, guys. So let's do a quick recap, okay? What did we talk about so far? The first one is observe trends. The second is invest in yourself. The third is allow yourself to be vulnerable. The fourth is have a plan. The fifth is manage uncertainty better. The sixth is cultivate optimism. And the seventh is build connections. We are living in a challenging environment. However, if you bring these 7 strategies to your forefront as part of your game plan, then you will begin to have control of your vehicle, right? Personal development is the best way to take control of your life, to take charge. Now, once you have control of your vehicle, what's the next step? The next step is to discover where you are. You got to discover where you are so that you can go where you want to go. And in order to assist you with this, we have developed a tool called the Self-Discovery Questionnaire, right? And the Self-Discovery Questionnaire is a very, very simple tool. You can access it online using the QR code that's on your screen right now. If you're doing this from your laptop, I would highly advise you pick up your phone, scan the QR code. It will take you straight to this form that you're seeing on the screen. And it's a very simple form. Just got to select your name and select me as the coach. And this is a form where you scale yourself from 1 to 10 on a range of items. And then after that, my gift to you for attending this call, for taking the time to invest in yourself, is I will give you a free self-discovery session. I will have a call with you over Zoom or on the phone with regards to your findings about this tool. And this is for the first 10 people that send me the form by July 6th. Okay, so 2 days from now, the first 10 people that send me this form, the first winners, will get a free self-discovery session with me. I will speak to you for about 30 to 35 minutes to figure out where you are and where it is that you want to go and get that clarity for you. By the way, if you have difficulty accessing the online form, I will share a Word format version of the same thing on the WhatsApp group as well. Now I'd like to tell you just a little bit about the organization that I'm working with during my coaching practice. I'm part of a team of highly qualified and skilled professional coaches. The coaches at Mumkin are certified from multiple schools of coaching. They provide coaching services to individuals and organizations, and they provide life, executive, business, and leadership coaching. Some of the schools that they're affiliated with is Mars Venus Coaching, Ericsson International, sorry, someone's, and sorry guys, someone just raised their hand. Yeah. You can unmute yourself. Hi, Faisal. Are you trying to say something? Would you like to unmute yourself? All right, we'll just move forward. So they provide life, executive, business, and leadership coaching. chat here. Okay, that was a mistake. No problem. No problem. You can find more about Mumkin by going to their website as well. And you can also contact me directly. A lot of you guys are on the exclusive WhatsApp group I've set up. Chat with me directly. I would be happy to share more information with you. Before we move forward, guys, let's get into a very brief discussion. I would like to hear from you. What was most useful for you? I encourage you to open your mics and share freely what you found useful, and if you have any questions as well. What was most useful, guys? Surely something. Hi.
Hi, Sad. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, I can.
First, thanks a lot for the workshop and the talk today. It actually, like, the time just flew by very quickly. I think for me, the thing that I found most useful was hearing about like communication economics.
Okay.
So connection economy.
Yeah, the connection economy. Yeah.
Connection economy. Yeah, and it's just a completely different way of looking at things. I've actually never heard of it before.
Okay. Great. Thanks. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, Sally. And there's other people sharing on the chat as well. Sadhulak, that things will not be the same. Yeah. Feeling positive energy from Darko. Thank you, Darko. Daring to be vulnerable. Absolutely. Yeah. I hope more and more people dare to be vulnerable after this call. Anyone else like to share? Invest in yourself. Yeah, definitely. Building network and rapport online. Zero says, yeah. Finding opportunities in times of change. Very good observation. Absolutely. Setting plans using SMART and HVAs. Yeah. Motivation to find new opportunity. There is always room for improvement. Absolutely, for everyone. Yeah. The thing about you have to know where you have to go before you get there. Yep, definitely, definitely. And a bit more about that. So that's exactly, that's so important to weigh where you are is very, very important. Being able to look at the bigger picture, self-analysis, commitment. I love how many people are sharing their feedback. This is such a fantastic group of people. I see a lot of winners in this group already. Staying optimistic is the most important, especially at this time during the new normal. Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing, guys. And if there's anything further, I'll keep an eye out through HVAs. So does anyone have any questions about any of the tools I've discussed? Do you have any questions about the self-discovery tool? It's a very, very powerful tool. I highly encourage you to use it. I'll share a link on the WhatsApp group as well that a lot of you guys are part of that group. I'll share that in a Word format. Otherwise, you can obviously access it directly via the Mumkin website. I'll share a link to that on the group as well. And do you have any other questions, guys, about some of the material that was discussed today?
Hi, Sad. I'm Ria.
Hi, Ria.
I want to say thank you for sharing this inspiring presentation. From my personal experience, we are in a very fast-paced world, and having setting goals and planning accordingly is very important. Especially in our work life, it just even though we plan or we have this goal that we won't do it, it's just that the work life makes it too hectic and tiring, and we can't, we don't spend time like planning to reach our other goals that we want. So as you mentioned, like committing to the goals, and like putting the deadline, and actually like paying those fees for that exams, and
Yeah,
I mean that will help us commit to that deadline rather than like
yeah,
pushing it and postponing
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Commitment is key. Absolutely. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for sharing, Ria, and thank you for attending the call today.
Yeah, thank you,
Great to have
sir.
you on board. So would anyone else like to share any insights, or if you have any queries before we end the call? All right, guys. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending. I've shared a link, by the way, on the chat box right now. I've shared a link to the self-discovery self-discovery questionnaire on the Mumkin website. If you click on it, it'll take you straight to the website. You just got to enter your email address, choose me from the drop-down menu, and enter those details. And as I said, the first 10 people that send me that self-discovery questionnaire before 6th July, I will have a call with you for 30 to 35 minutes for absolutely free to figure out where you are so we can get you to where it is that you want to go. Thank you so much, everyone that attended this call. We'll try to make a recording available for those that were unable to attend, and we will see you next time. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye, and take care.